Hi, everybody. So this is my demonstration for my program that I ended up creating for this sprint. And for that, I decided to create a mobile application, specifically a language translator app. I will go ahead and run through the code first and then give you a demonstration of the app and how that works based off of that. So a couple of important things here. Starting off, um, you can see from this particular screen, this is actually where the design and layout of the application was created. For the sake of time, I won't run through every little thing, but in the right here, this is very useful. I have kind of split it to give me a view of how my changes on this side in the code will end up reflecting on the application. So in here, this is where the text displays is going to display, what's going to display, the buttons, what they're going to look like, different icons that I added from the arrow to the translation icon, where the text is going to display. And yeah, so that's really the layout, the colors, and everything like that, and how that view is given. Something else that's very important, I had to use a Google Translator API. So this is where where that comes from. So those languages are going to be drawn from Google in my translator app. Something else very important. Let's go ahead and go through the code. I decided to use Java as the language for this translator. In here, I have quite a few different things going on. So I've created a class, the public class for the main activity. I have a lot of different things going on in here. From the translator object, a progress dialog that shows during the translation process, where it will contain the list with the code itself and the title. The UI views, which we were just looking at, how that's linking and displaying, how the different buttons are being handled, the clicks that you do on those buttons, from selecting the language you want to translate from, the language that it translates to, and how that connects appropriately. You can see that here. The text that you want to be translated to, displaying the default messages, the processing messages, the progress dialog, processing language model, as you see there, translation options. So like I mentioned, there's really a lot going on here. I have a lot of lines of code, starting the translation process, have some for and if statements going on in order to handle that and validate that. And yeah, so there's a lot of code going on here. But for the sake of time, I do want to go ahead and give a demonstration of the application itself. So this development environment is very useful. It's specifically for Android, which is what I have. You can see from the device manager that I've linked my Android, to this particular app so that it will end up using that. But I will go ahead now and get that started to show you a demonstration of the application. And giving you that view as it displays from my device. You can see the mobile application there. So there's a default text which displays as enter English because it has English selected in that first button. If I change that, it ends up changing to that text, enter Bulgarian. But let's go ahead and give a demonstration of some of the translation. So English, let's go ahead and translate it to Spanish. So that's two very common languages. So enter English, hello, let's start basic. Translate, hola. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Let's do a little bit more of a complicated sentence. Translate. See, it ends up giving a correct sentence in Spanish. Now let's see how that views in different languages. That would be from English to Albanian. Hope it's correct. That would be English to Chinese. I'm going to do Dutch. English to Dutch. Just choosing different random ones in here. French. English to French. And let's just do one more, German. So there's quite a bit. But let's try to do it from one language to another. So let's go to English. So let's go from Spanish to English as the languages. So remember, we're gonna have to delete this, enter Spanish. So let's do something simple. Hi there. And there it is from Spanish to English. So you can see that it works. You can see that if I don't have any text in there, that it's going to display that. Enter text to translate, so that default display message. And that is my application.